Well, good day, everybody. Stop what you're doing. If you are driving, pull over to the side of the road. We have a special treat for you today. So first, by way of introduction, I'm Ramona Roberson Gregory, and I have a very special guest with me today who we are going to be interviewing to find out the great things that he is doing in his music ministry, in the life of his family, and then also those things that he desired to do. So, my Superstar Productions, welcome our very special guest, Marshall Arts. Let's give it up.
It's your boy Martial Arts, aka Money Mitch. God my side entertainment enterprises, we in the building.
Yes, absolutely. So I would like to start, first of all, by letting everybody know how we originally met and what brought us to be where we are on today. Well, we were at an event at Sunland Park. Cistrunk, yes. And that particular event, from my recollection, you all went on first, and we'll talk about who that second person was. And their group went on first, and then I was complimenting them on, how much I enjoyed their music. And so they said, okay, well, we're gonna wait, we won't leave until you go on. So sure enough, I went ahead and I ministered as one of the musical guests. And they let me know how much they enjoyed me. And so we just decided just on the spot, we wanted to, keep in touch. So I asked the other group member, I said, give me a business card. And he said, we don't have any business cards. And my reply was, well, if you don't have business cards, you don't have a business. And that's the music business. So, we kind of got it out. I said, but it's not a problem. I will help you out with that. And so we did exchange numbers, and I was able to make them their first business cards. And that is the inception.
Right, and I just want to thank you for that, because, getting those first initial business cards was a big step in the right direction. So I just want to appreciate you for helping us go forward in that step. Thank you for that.
Yes, and do you recall what year that was?
I believe that had to be I'd say 2019. So it's been quite some time now, almost 5 years since that event. But yeah, that had to be like 2019 since that.
Yes. So when you meet people and they are what I like to call a divine connection, then you know that the Lord's in it, that He's connected you with that person. And so for the last 5 years, we have remained friends and keep in touch. We are at each other's events, and that's what brought us here today. So first, I want y'all to give us some love for our gear. So like for myself, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Heart Health Month. So I'm going to be fully in red, all right? And so today I want to kind of celebrate a little bit for Black History Month. Y'all like my gear? Go ahead on and show some love, all right? And look at this nice little get up here.
Yeah, I got my boy R3 on my shirt, along with my brother, man.
Yeah.
As y'all can see, we got more R3 shirts coming soon. We got more God on my side, merchandise, wardrobe, everything you can imagine. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, and what's that on your lap there?
This right here, this is the Jamaican flag, just repping the home country. We may be here in the States, but can't forget where you come from and your roots, right?
Absolutely.
So, and we all initially we come from Africa anyway, so she over here representing, we represent,
Yes, so I hope you all enjoying Black History Month. You're learning a lot. And I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. And also it's American Heart Month. So make sure your heart is good and healthy. All right. So we're going to get into this interview. I am so excited, though. He is a friend. We don't know everything about everybody. And so we're going to find out more about Mr. Marshall Arts. So I'd first like to ask you, What is your full real name?
Oh, you ain't know those martial arts?
Just because we all have those stage names, and sometimes we call people by their stage names so much, we really forget who they are. So, yes.
Well, on paper, my name is Marshall Obrien Mitchell. You can call me Marshall O. Mitchell. When you see me in the movie credits, it might say Marshall O. Mitchell, but that's my name, and that derives, my stage names come from both my names. You got martial arts, and you got Money Mitch, which originally that Money Mitch stems down from my father. He was the original Money Mitch, so I'm really Money Mitch Jr., but Money Mitch to you.
All right, all right. Okay, I'm gonna make a little slight adjustment. We do have some helping hands here, and I'm gonna ask if I can get that a stool behind you. I'm gonna place it right here so I can put my papers on it, so that I have these questions right here by me. Thank you. All right. All right, that's our volunteer. Make sure that everything goes right on today.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Producer.
Yes. So I like to start at a young age because children know what they want to be when they grow up. And if you had an opportunity to be fostered in a home where those were questions that you were asked, it gave you the opportunity to be able to meditate on those things, to find out what it is that you want to be. And then some of us, we discover those things, as we go along. Right. So for you, when did you realize that you have a love for music? Do you remember what age or what, circumstances where you began to say, I like music?
Well, I always had a love for music, I feel like. Growing up, you listen to the radio, in a Caribbean household, always some, Caribbean music playing, some reggae music. So I've always been around music, so I've always had that love for it. It's always been there, so I'd say from really right out the womb, because it really didn't start with me, it's coming down the bloodline. So it was almost hereditary.
Okay, so you probably were singing to the doctors and nurses. So instead of going, woo, like everybody else when they spank you, you start singing.
Yeah, I think I hit the high note.
All right. So music was a part of your household as it was mine as well. I remember on those Saturdays, and my mom would be, well, I ain't gonna say my mom was cleaning, we was cleaning. But she was orchestrating and making sure we didn't miss the dust or anything. And so we also grew up with a lot of music in our home as well. All right, so now, so far in your music career, what types or categories of music have you completed so far? Do you have a specific genre, or do you have a variety of different music likes?
Well, I like to think I'm very versatile, and originally starting in the music, we did a lot of hip hop, because that's what, that's our generation, that's what was relevant at the time. But as we went on and matured, we kind of progressed into different other genres, different areas. You like to do a lot of gospel music. I like to want to do more gospel music, matter of fact. And right now I'm getting more into the Afro beats and back on my more Caribbean side, and some reggae music and, a lot of things that can reach a different audience, So I'd like to say probably hip hop, reggae, gospel, all that intertwined into one masterpiece.
Okay, wonderful. That's one good thing is that we are multi-talented, so we don't have to just settle, for one thing. You have recorded music. When did you realize that you wanted to record music, to put it out? Because some people, they just sing in the shower, and maybe they might, be a part of, some program they were invited to. But, when was the moment where you said, I want this recorded, I want to put it out to the world? What was that process like?
Well, really, it didn't really start with me, I started this music with my older brother here. That's on my shirt, God rest his soul. And really, he started taking the music serious before me. And I kind of like followed in his footsteps with that, so. And then now that he's not here with us no more, that's like part of me continuing the legacy. So to this day, I still release my music under his stage name, Young R3, YUNG R3. And that's a part of me continuing his legacy, just keep pumping out music, the best quality that I can and, keep it going for him.
Okay, wonderful. So I'd like to know that when you were singing with your dear brother, has your music changed, or how has your music changed, or how have you evolved, since in essence being solo? Have you seen something different about what you do?
Well, for sure, definitely. I've been making cleaner music. Like, when we started, there'll be a lot of, hip, in the hip hop scene. It may be, more vulgar language than a lot of people are used to. Well, they should be used to nowadays. But since then, I've pretty much taken a turn. Like in my latest tracks, you won't catch a curse word at all. You'll just catch, pure bars and pure metaphors. And I've been finding ways to maneuver and go around and convey different messages in different ways. So I've definitely cleaned up the music since then and, trying to put more conscious and positive messages into it, more than just something nice to listen to, but something, for the mind.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And, when we met way back when, we would not have imagined we would be here, today. So, God has a way. Now, as we talk about you expanding and utilizing different music forms, and you said you want to create more gospel uplifting music, some reggae and Afro beats. With that, do you find that your audience is accepting of your versatility? Because, if, let's say, Rihanna broke out with a gospel song, we're probably looking at her sideways. You understand what I'm saying? Because people get used to us being in a certain genre. So how would you say that your audience is embracing where you are?
Well, I feel like, they accept me, but even if they don't, it really never mattered to me because really you do it for the audience, but at the same time, you have to do it for yourself, and for the Lord, of course. So really, it's like, there's something deep within that you more have to pour out. So I feel like so far and everything that I put out, it's been received and accepted in the way I wanted it to. But that's just because of, the genuine effort and message put into it. Because if you ask anybody about me, about my music, they probably all say the same thing, and that'll be something positive, and they gain something positive from the message and the vibe from it. So that's what I'll definitely say.
And that is good because, we have a saying, don't let anyone put you in a box.
Right.
And I tell people, if you're going to put me in a box, make sure it's a big old giant, huge box. Because I minister the word, I sing, I write, I act. I'm also a gospel comedian. And, sometimes people, they know you as one thing, and then when they see you doing something else, it could be shocking. But we're, multi-dimensional, and we have many gifts and talents. And what happens is that many times people just don't find it, and they stay in one zone. So that is great. So, all right, who is your biggest musical inspiration besides me?
Yeah.
Okay, besides me, all right. Who would be number two?
Well, in all seriousness, I have to say number one is my brother, Young R3, because like I said earlier, he started with this music like, I'm not sure if you know, but when he was 16, he was in a shooting altercation. He was shot at 5 times, hit once in East Miramar, Florida, and that was like a very traumatic experience for the whole family. And after that, after seeing God's grace in that, he kind of, he was doing music before, but he decided to take it serious after that, showing that he's been given another chance at life, and he decided to take it serious. So, and that's really where the God on my side concept came from after that incident in 2015. And look where we are here now, continuing the God on my side legacy, and yeah, keeping it going, you know.
Yes, that is great. So we all have had those experiences where we know God is on our side. And the way that you name yourself, market yourself, is going to attract those type of people. So that's where those spiritual vibes, come in. All right, now, of course, we know that you sing. Now, do you write your own music as well?
Definitely. Lately, I've been a lot of freestyle and just letting it flow. But all my lyrics still come from me, and even if I'm writing, typing it out on my phone, or just coming from off the top, everything is coming organically from within, So I definitely write my own stuff, and everything is original.
All right, so I'd like to ask you a question about the writing process, because there's some people that get paid to write. I've always been told that I should look into writing for other people. What is the writing process like for you? Do you say, okay, well, every Tuesday I'm gonna write, or where does the inspiration come? Do you say, okay, well, now it's time for me to make a new song, so I'm going to write? How does that look for you?
Well, I think it all depends on the vibe, like a lot of my music comes from either life experiences or just how I'm feeling or how I want somebody else to feel. So, I gain inspiration from the world and what's going on, and see what messages need to be out there and be conveyed. So I'd say when I go into the studio, I'll either, find a rhythm, find a beat, or find something that I like, or even make a beat that sounds good, and then go from how the music is talking to me and telling it to me. Or sometimes I even go in there with an idea that I want to put forth. So I'm either walking in the studio with a rhythm or something that I want to lay down, or I go in there a little more blank canvas and let it talk to me, So that's usually how the process goes.
So now, how do you know when it's time to go into the studio? Do you say, okay, well, I have 12 months in a year, I'm going to go in once a month, or is it something just, inspirational, it's time for me to go into the studio?
Yeah, I think lately it's been more inspirational. There was a time where I was trying to hit different marks, like, at least make us, at minimum one song a week, or at least a couple in a weekend. But now that I've been doing other things, it's more when I find that inspiration and that drive, when I find that inspiration, because, it's more than music, within me, but that is something that we still doing and trying to continue. So, whenever I find that drive and inspiration, I let it talk to me and let it, walk with me in the studio.
All right. So as you talked about, the music coming from the bloodline. Okay, so besides yourself and your R3, who else in your family has some type of musical influence on you, or maybe you heard some stories, or when you all get together in family reunions?
Right. Well, first I have to say my pops, shout out the Pharaoh, aka Hypno Pops, Hypno Beats. He's an actor, artist, and he's been doing it for a while, so that's kind of really hereditary. And a lot of people don't know, but my cousin is Tyrone Downey, who actually was in the Wailers band with Bob Marley. He passed away recently, last year, I believe. So yeah, that's like my long lost cousin. So I always knew I had a connection with Bob Marley and them, but it's Tyrone Downey. He played keyboard for the Wailers. So shout out to the whole Marley family, and shout out to the new One Love movie that just released that we watched yesterday.
Wonderful.
Yes, everybody should definitely go watch that. Support the Marley family.
Okay, wonderful. Listen, we're live, so we don't have anything scripted. We're gonna ask Mr. Rob to come on around here and just wave at the everybody.
Come show.
All right, one of our musical family members here to say hello to the people.
Yeah.
Entertainment, glad to be here, assisted in the background today.
Yes.
Peace and love. Thank you.
All right.
Shout out
Okay.
Pops, Pops right there, man.
Yes.
Big inspiration.
So being that music is a part of your family, you know, it wasn't hard for you to, you know, pick up that. Now, besides music, what are your other interests?
Well, I got bit by the acting bug
Okay.
I'll say a few years ago. I've always been into the entertainment, you know, did a little modeling here and there, but I think when I really started watching a lot more shows and seeing what was possible, you know, I felt the drive to go do it myself. So I'm big into acting, big into the music, sports, you know, aviation, you know, very variety of interests, you know. I'm a drone pilot. I shoot drone footage at SoFlo Drone on Instagram. So, you know, if you need the drone footage for the low, I got 4K quality. You can hit me up and you get your drone footage, you know. So definitely the acting though, that's like one of my main aspirations as an artist, you know. And I also do paint and do artwork too, but definitely that acting for sure. I've participated in multiple marketing campaigns for school colleges such as like Broward College.
Wow.
You may catch me on their website. You may catch me on a billboard on the side of the I-95. So just keep an eye out for your boy.
Keep both hands on the wheel.
Yes,
All right.
yeah. And wear your seatbelt out there.
Yes, absolutely. So with your acting, and you named a couple of things that you have already achieved. What would be like a dream, you know, acting job or career?
Dream role, huh?
Yes.
I'd probably have to say just acting out my own story. You know, I've been saying a lot recently, like maybe I just need to like just record and show my life and show everything going. Because even last night watching the Bob Marley movie, you know, he had somebody depicting him, you know,
Right.
acting him as him, but you know, it's just something about that authenticity in the real thing. Because you know, you can play somebody else and show an importance of somebody else's story, but I think the most important thing is your own story and what you leave on the world. So I think I'm definitely in the near future, you're gonna see my story out there. And matter of fact, this is my story. We're in it right now. You know,
Yeah.
this is your story, this is my story, and we're intertwined. You know, we're intertwined. We're intertwined in this story. So it's been good, and it's gonna be good. You know, so yeah.
All right. All right. So the shades are off. So
Yeah.
we just want you to know he is sober. All
Yeah.
right. I know y'all hear all those stories about the rap artist, but he is sober.
Yeah,
And
more-
in his right mind.
Yeah, I don't really clarify myself a rap artist. I think I'm just an artist in general, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
These were all for strictly entertainment purposes. You know.
Yes, and I was only speaking of the music aspect
Mhm.
because, you know, we hear all those wild, crazy stories about rap artists.
Right.
But yes, you have truly expressed that you have, you know, multiple gifts and multiple talents. So tell us a little bit about your drone work. Do you do that for music videos or what
Yeah.
specifically for?
Yeah, you know, you get some drone footage from music videos and just content. You know, a lot of times on social media, especially nowadays, it's like your content is everything. So I may be posting drone clips with my music in the background and, you know, just trying to different ways to engage with the audience, you know. So, you know, artists may hit me up to get some drone footage from their music videos, or I may use the drone footage from my own music videos. So it's just real versatile. You know, you can do commercials, you can do real estate, you know, show. It's really unlimited possibilities. So yeah, definitely trying to do more drone work this year too and go on commercial with it, you know.
Wonderful. Well, that is great too, because that is another thing that we all have to be concerned about in the times that we're living is to have more than one income. So those are all avenues as well.
Yeah, a wise man once said, get paid for your passion, right?
Yes,
You know, a lot of times we do stuff for this paycheck, but we don't really want to be doing it. We're just doing it for the paycheck. But a message out there to everybody is find what you love to do and then find a way to get paid for doing what you love to do.
yes. I have a saying, check your bank account. Are you being paid for your talent? All right, so that is great. Now, you have worked on a lot of projects. You've named some for us. You've let us know about all of your different, talents and gifts and all the things that you want to do. If you could choose just one, I know it's going to be hard, project, and let's focus on the music that you've completed so far that you would say, this is my greatest achievement. What would that be?
Well, so far, I gotta probably say shooting that TR Chronicles video with my brother. That was the last video that we shot together before he passed away in 2019. And that was just a fun time. We shot the video together. My dad was involved. We actually had to sneak to shoot the video because the property that we were on, we weren't necessarily supposed to be there. If you're watching this, it's too late. But yeah, so we it was a very spontaneous video. I had the vision before we shot it. I knew where we wanted to go to shoot it and the props we wanted to bring. So it came together very nicely, and that was a good experience for me and my brother. So on YouTube right now, YUNG space R3, you're gonna see TR Chronicles. Go watch the video.
Okay, wonderful. So that is the greatest achievement so far, but we know that there is more to come. Now, you mentioned also something to me about a performance that was also one of your other favorites in February 2020 for Black Student Union Showcase. Share with us about that experience.
Well, that show was really something special.
Wow.
It was something special. I have footage of it on my Instagram at Money Mitch GMS, but that was my last high school performance right before the pandemic. I was a senior in high school around the time the pandemic hit, and I actually didn't even get to do a real graduation. We had a car graduation.
Yes.
Pandemic shut everything
Remember
down.
that.
So that was really crazy. But right before the pandemic hit in February of 2020, they did the Black Student Union Showcase, and I was actually hosting it. So I was like emceeing the event, and I got to perform twice. So we did two shows for about 700 people each.
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
yes, and that show was really something special. It was like the BET Awards at school. By the time I walked out of the auditorium, it was like superstar status all over again.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a really good show. The whole crowd was interacting. I was interacting with the crowd, turning up on stage, and I really left them. I left them wanting more. So that's a moment I definitely will never forget. That was a great show right there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, as we already spoken, you became a solo artist. And with that being said, you've already said that, with the situation that happened with your brother when he was 16 with the shooting, that was a time when he began to take the music serious. And I'm sure you're watching and you're seeing, the developments of that as well. What is it that you would like people to know, about your brother, whether just as a brother, maybe even as a son, speaking on your parents' behalf, an artist, what are some things that, some people didn't get to experience, they didn't get to meet him, and it can help, show them how your life has been shaped because of that? What would that be?
I definitely say that he was a real loving person. He was a happy soul. Like he was real driven and determined. We were even saying yesterday, like it was almost like he knew he didn't have much time, so he was like trying to do as much as he can, as fast as he can. He was always trying to record, always trying to do something musical, always trying to do another video, always trying to just grind. Because he must have felt that, you know, his time was short. So almost like, almost similar with Bob Marley, like, you know, Bob Marley died at an early age and he did a lot in his short time. So sometimes, you know, people can sense when they ain't got a lot of time, so they do as much as they can. So he was really trying to be productive, you know. And he was a strong believer too, you know, like he was very, you know, he prayed up, you know, he had a lot of scripture, Bible tattoos. If you ever seen him, he was full of tattoos. And, you know, a lot of his tattoos were spirituality based, you know, so he was very spiritual and he'll be, you know, he's dearly missed, you know, he's very loved by all his family and friends. You can ask anybody about him and they'll tell you how much they miss him and what he meant to their life. So he definitely will be missed down here and you know, until we meet again, keep the legacy pushing and long live our three, God on my side.
Yes. Now, besides your brother, who else would you say has been a great musical inspiration? Or who are you watching now? Who is your eye on? Is there anyone that, you know, has your attention?
Well, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say not just because of the movie, but Bob Marley. I've been listening to a lot of Bob Marley lately and diving into some of his catalog. And you know, he was just an amazing artist. You know, like from the time I grew up, like Bob Marley has been on pictures in my house. You know, parents playing his music. My dad has his shirt on right now. So and he meant a lot to the Jamaican culture and to a lot of people. So definitely Bob Marley, you know, with his positive messages and you know, I liked a lot of Michael Jackson. Me and Michael Jackson also have the same birthday, so that's like Bob Marley and Michael Jackson were always top for me. So those are like two of my big musical inspirations too that you can only aspire to do what they've done, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, those are two people that majority of people who love music, you know, love them both.
Yeah.
And I was one of those girls that I thought I was gonna marry Michael Jackson to my disappointment. And so I said, well, if I can't get him, I'll get Randy. And didn't get him either. So yes, we all had the posters in the room and we watched all of the, you know, movies they played in and listened to all the music and, you know, forever, you know, they will be loved, even though they're not here anymore. And that's one good thing about music. Music is a legacy. You leave it behind long after you're gone.
Right.
And even with, you know, like Bob Marley, Young R3, Michael Jackson, you know, sometimes people show you more love.
Yeah.
You know, now they want to look at all your videos. Now they want, yes. So we want to make sure that we give you an opportunity to, you know, let us know what you appreciate us while we are here. All right, now I have a question about instruments. So you talked about the writing and also the singing.
Yeah.
Now, do you play any instruments?
Well, if you ask my mom, she'll probably say no. But, I like to,
He's not here to
Yeah,
defend
yeah.
himself, so.
right. But we had a conversation about this the other day, but I like to say I can dabble down with some instruments. You know, I could play a little 1-2 on the drum. You know, play a little guitar. You know, I'm actually gonna get back into playing guitar. You know, next time y'all see me, I might be playing Redemption Song or something like that. Yeah, I can definitely dabble down on the keyboard, drums, guitar, and you know, but I like to say my main instrument is my voice. You know,
Okay.
because that's something that you know, it may take more to learn how to use the voice instrument more than
That's true.
the physical, you know. So definitely my voice is my main instrument and I like to use it well.
Yes, absolutely. Did you bring your drumsticks? Because you know, you can't be saying.
I ain't bring my drumsticks, but I do see them bongos back there.
You want to hear a little bit from?
Let's see if I can. Right, let's see. That's Sorry, I gave him.
Listen, that's better than what I can do. Yes, all right. So, for myself, if I was to play an instrument, it would be the drum. I am a percussionist.
Okay.
But I was always either sharing the words, singing, or doing something. I could never sit down. So I want to know what you know on the bongos and the drums, and we might come in here and, give me some lessons, all right? And who knows, maybe when you sing it, I could, go live for you on the drums.
Hey, make a joyful noise to the Lord.
Y'all see, he didn't agree to that, right? Nah. Yes, but as musicians, it is very good though if you know how to play. It helps you, with your beat. It helps you with your rhythm, and so you can add a little bit of something when you're in the studio. So knowing how to play instruments is very good. All right, so what I'd like to know, and my audience wants to know, we all in this together, is because this is entitled Lunch and Lyrics. I want you to choose two songs. We'll do one and then do the other. Choose lyrics in one of your songs and explain, because when we hear the lyrics of other people, again, number one, we don't even know if they even wrote it.
Right.
We don't know if it means anything to them, if it's just a performance, but choose a song, lyrics in this song, and say the lyrics for us and explain, what that means. What song would that be to start?
Well, I got this one song. It's not released publicly right now, but I got a performance video out on YouTube for it, but that'll definitely be Mental Health, because that's one of my songs with, I'd have to say, the strongest message right now that that we need to, as a people and as mankind in general, take care of our mental health. You see a lot of craziness out there on the news, and you can only imagine what a lot of people are going through, but definitely our mental health. And I started off like this. I wrote this song one day on a road trip coming back down from Georgia, and it goes, make sure you take care of your mental health. Only you can do it, no one else. But don't be afraid to ask for help, 'cause ain't no pain out here that nobody's felt. So that right there, that's just telling you that, like, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. If somebody else has either been through what you went through or is going through, and you can get through it, and together we can take care of our mental health and be better as a people. So hey, if you're out there and you're suffering from any type of mental illness, talk to somebody, get some help, get the help that you need.
Yes.
And you're gonna be okay. God bless you.
All right. Okay, and what's the name of that song? I know you say
That song is Mental Health. If you go YUNG space R3 on YouTube, you should see a performance video, our performance video for that on my Instagram, and it will be coming on all platforms soon. And I did recently just drop a song on Valentine's Day called Valentine, and you can catch that on all platforms, YUNG space R3. And that song kind of goes like, you don't have to be my girlfriend, just be my Valentine. I be thinking about you all the time, just want to make you mine. I just wanted to make you mine, yeah. I just want to make you mine, yeah. So that's like a little love song for the ladies out there. And, if you didn't have a Valentine, God is your Valentine all the time. So just know you are loved.
That's right. So with the lyrics, it gives us a view into the artist.
Yeah.
Perhaps what's going on in their life or what message they want to portray. So I specifically want to ask you about your song. I believe the name of it is World Peace. You can correct me on that.
World Peace.
Okay, tell us some of the lyrics about that and why, did you feel the necessity to, write about world peace?
Well, when I made that song, it was towards the beginning of the Ukraine and Russia war. And, you know, there's been a lot of wars in history. You know, there's more than just that war going on right now. But it wasn't necessarily about just that war, but about war as a concept, as in general, and how, you know, we more need peace now in World War III, you know?
Mm.
So that song and that video is out on YouTube, White Man G Space R3, but that song is very important now. And I will be performing that song at the Sistrunk Festival this year, next Saturday in Sistrunk, you know, February 24th. But that song was just like the anthem for us to stop the war. Like no matter what war you're facing, more than just, you know, the political wars and the military wars, but the wars within, you know.
Yes.
A lot of people are fighting with themselves and fighting battles that we can't see. And that goes along with the mental health thing too. So it's really about, you know, we don't need no war, we just need some peace, you know, peace within ourselves, peace within the world, and, you know, peace for everybody. Definitely.
So that's why it's so important to listen to lyrics. The beat is good.
Right.
That would get us, you know, fired up and really get into it. But we've got to listen. And even as we've, you know, been talking about Bob Marley, I've started, you know, my own study on him. And of course, growing up in, you know, America at the time, when I was growing up, you know, the Jamaican influence wasn't that strong. And so I say that was one thing that was on his mind, which is probably the reason why they, you know, named the movie after the song, you know, One Love, wanted to unite and bring everyone together. And that brings us to music itself. So whether we're talking, you know, gospel music, reggae, Afro beats, how would you say in this generation that music is influencing our culture? Do you think it's, you know, positive, negative, a little bit of both?
Definitely a little bit of both right now, because a lot of the music that's being promoted heavily is the less positive stuff. You know, a lot of the, I wouldn't say ignorant or ghetto or anything like that, but that's what a lot of people love to see. You know, a lot of people feed into negativity, and you know, that's what the world basically runs off of. But you know, there's a greater force out here. And that's the peace and love, and that's more important than the quick satisfaction of the negativity. So that's really one of my goals too, is to spread more positivity in the music, and you know, let people know out here that there's more than just the negative that they used to have been seeing for so long now. You know, really, I think Bob Marley was ahead of his time, you know, because
Yes.
if you listen to most of the songs, there's a deeper message, and most of the message is always positive and you know, Rasta man vibration, you know.
Yes,
So yeah.
absolutely. With, you know, the world that we're living in, of course, we need all the positivity, you know, that we can get. There may be a young man or a young woman that's sitting down, you know, with their mom right now, their dad, or, you know, now the children have their own phone and they're strolling and they just happen to stop and they, you know, have come across us. I'd like for you to leave something positive for the young people, because when we started this, so amazingly, you gave us a picture of how the music was passed down from your bloodline. You know, your father, I'm sure, was before that. And then now, you know, the sons. And, you know, if you have children, I'm sure, you know, the music is going to continue on down. So you see, you know, the young people, they're hungry. And now, you know, one good thing is that we spend a lot of money in schools now with performing arts. So if anyone wants to be a musician, it's becoming now more accepted, you know, actually as a career. And we see the images of the big gold chains, you know, the cars, you know, that are blinged out, the money, yeah, the flashy lifestyle, you know, the money flying and, you know, all of those things, or making it rain. You know, what would you say to a young person who aspires to be in the music industry, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, I definitely say it's not all about that stuff, all the flashy stuff. You really got to do this music as like, do it for the love, don't do it for the likes,
Wait a minute, say that again.
Do it for the love, don't do it for the likes. And those not my lyrics, but it's very true because, it's very easy to get caught up in the, oh, I want to do this to get famous. I want to blow up. I want to have all this money. But they say the money really comes when you're doing it from the heart and you're doing it for the right reasons. So, you got to be genuine with everything that you do. Don't do it just because you see everybody else doing it or you think it can get you rich, but do it because it's something that you really want to do, do it because you find yourself inspired to do something greater, something more than just for yourself. So there's always a bigger purpose in everything, you just have to find it, and pursue that. Definitely.
Absolutely. So young people, you can live your dream. He's living his, I'm living mine, and we have things we have not yet achieved, but we want to do it where we can help people, inspire someone, bring peace and, positive consciousness to people. So that should be your goal. So I would like to know what events you have coming up, because we want our audience to be able to follow you. You can talk about your platforms, and we're going to have this information in writing for you after the broadcast, so you will be able to follow him. So what do you have coming up that people can be a part of?
Well, like I said, next week we got the Sistron Festival. This is going to be like my 4th or 5th year performing at the Sistron Festival, and it's going to be a great time. Next Saturday, February 24th, I'll be at the Sistron Festival. Probably 4 o'clock I will be performing, so you can catch me performing a lot of my hit songs, and that's going to be a good time. And, follow me on social media at Money Mitch, GOMS, Trap Rasta, God on My Side ENT, and YUNG.R3 for updates on upcoming performances and events, casting opportunities for people who want to get into acting, and you never know what you can be a part of. SoFlo Drone for the drone footage, and there's a lot of ways you can reach me, YUNG space R3 on YouTube and all digital streaming platforms.
So again, we're going to have that information. I don't have to go through all that. I just pick up the phone and call them. Okay, so I don't have to remember all of those. Yes, absolutely. So with that being said, we will have that information for you. So I would say, follow him, encourage him. And if you are able to be a part of his events, please do so. Now, because Facebook is a worldwide, along with Instagram and TikTok and all the platforms, YouTube, that we're broadcasting for, I want to let you know that number one, we are broadcasting from Hollywood, Florida. All right, so if you plan on seeing him next Saturday, if you live in California, go ahead on and book your plane ticket. So many times we talk and we forget, it's more than our local audience. And also that would be 4 o'clock Eastern Central Time. So, the video cameras may be rolling, you may get an opportunity, but that is in the greater Fort Lauderdale area, and we'll put the address and all that information for you as well. Now, I let my guests know that there would be an on-the-spot question that he would not know that I was going to ask. All right, he put the shades on, so he don't want us to know. I've got to ask this one. Now, in my opinion, I would consider, well, first of all, when we talk about lineage, you come from a very beautiful family, and I'm talking about aesthetics beautiful. I've seen the mom, I've seen the dad, I've seen the sister, I've seen the other siblings, very nice, just a very nice looking family. So I would consider you to be handsome in my,
I appreciate it.
Okay, in my definition of what, handsome is.
And you wouldn't be lying either.
Okay, We here for the truth. We here for the truth.
Reach, reach.
Yes, so my question is, how do you handle the young ladies? Do you get, like they walk up to you and say, hey, you can have my number, do they try to follow you home and what?
Maybe once upon a time,
Well, you know what, listen, his dad is here in the building, so we don't know how much of this is true. You might not want to tell dad everything, but give us, the good version, and then you can tell me the real version afterwards.
maybe once upon a time, but I've grown and matured. I definitely got a girlfriend right now, so a lot of the extracurricular activities not as much as they used to be, but it's a lot of love for all the beautiful women out there, and just know every lady out there, you're beautiful in your own way, and much love from me. You might not get my personal loving, but hey, God's love is more important than anybody else's love. So I love it.
Well, I'm sure your girlfriend appreciated that answer. All right. All right. So thank you so much. You have shared, your life, your music, things that you want to do. And of course, here at My Superstar Productions, we definitely will be following you. I'm sure we're going to have you back and, just being a part of that growth process. So,
and I just want to thank you for this platform and this opportunity. It's a great thing you're doing here. And I could definitely see more artists coming to help share their stories and share what they got going on. So I just want to say thank you for this platform. And, I'll be glad to do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Now, do you do freestyle?
Yeah.
We got something down in there that we could hear.
Oh, okay. You want to hear something on the spot? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is how we're going to end it, you all. We're going to hear some freestyle.
Okay.
So, let's get ready to rock. You heard it right here. Martial arts on the Luncheon Lyrics Show.
Okay. And I think it's only fitting if I spit some God's love for y'all. So,
All right. We like
I'm going to
that.
go ahead and say, God's love keeps saving me. Yeah, his love giving me bravery. Yeah. God's love make me stronger. Hey. God's love make me wiser. Yeah. God's love made me conquer. Oh. God's love took me higher. Hey. Yeah. Floating in the sky, I feel closer to God. Thinking about the lives that he saved, it was so brave. Yeah. Yeah, he sacrificed his life for you and me. Yeah. So the least that we could do is try to see what he sees. That's all I got for you right now.
All right, listen, that is a perfect way to end. So you have had the opportunity to meet martial arts,
It's been
Luncheon Lyrics. We are out to go and get some lunch. All right, thank you all so much.
Boy, martial arts, aka Money Mitch. Trap Rust.